Welcome to Christ-Centered Living, CCL. Hi friends, I'm your host Shirley, and today we are going to look at one of those moments we all know too well, the kind when fear gets louder than faith. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you've made a decision not because it was right, but because it felt safe. Because fear convinced you it was the only option. In today's episode, when fear meets faith, we step into the life of Abram, not the bold, faithful hero we often remember, but a man caught off balance by fear. In the last episode, we saw how Abram answered God's call to leave Ur and journey into Canaan. But what began as a faithful journey soon took an unexpected turn when a severe famine struck the land of Canaan. The earth dried up, crops withered, and water became scarce. And so, with his family and possessions, Abram heads south to Egypt in search of safety and survival. As they neared Egypt, doubt began to creep into Abram's heart. Despite his past trust in God, he now faced fear in a foreign land. He turned to Sarai, his wife, and shared his concerns. Sarai, he said, I know how beautiful you are. When the Egyptians seize you, they won't see a wife, they'll see a prize to be claimed. They'll kill me to take you. So tell them you're my sister. That way they'll treat me well and I'll survive. Sarai, though uncertain, trusted her husband. She agreed to claim herself as a sister to protect him. With faith in her husband and loyalty in her heart, she walked this difficult path with him. As they entered Egypt, Abram's fears started to come true. The Egyptians, upon seeing Sarai's beauty, were captivated. Word quickly spread to Pharaoh's palace, and soon Sarai was taken into Pharaoh's harem. Abram, despite his unease, was treated well, receiving lavish gifts, sheep, cattle, camels, and servants. But even in the midst of Abram's deception, God was watching over them. A mysterious affliction fell upon Pharaoh's household, striking the king and his servants with a disease. Confusion filled the palace, and Pharaoh, desperate for answers, sought counsel. The truth was revealed. The sickness had come because Sarai was in Pharaoh's harem. Furious and afraid, Pharaoh summoned Abram. What have you done to me? Pharaoh demanded. Why did you say she was your sister and not your wife? Do you not know the danger you have brought upon me? Pharaoh, realizing the divine intervention, ordered Sarai to be returned to Abram. Take her and go, he commanded, shaken by the events. He offered Abram to live in his kingdom wherever he chose to. Abram and Sarai were hastily escorted out of the palace, and Pharaoh's men ensured their safe departure, giving them all the riches and livestock they had acquired as compensation. Though Abram's deception had been exposed, it was not him who suffered the consequences. God's protection had shielded them from harm. Dear listeners, Abram's story is relatable and full of grace. He panicked, he messed up, he let fear lead him, and yet God stepped in. He protected Abram and Sarai and reminded us that his faithfulness doesn't depend on our perfection. We've all been there, pressured, anxious, and unsure. And sometimes we act in ways that seem smart in the moment, but leave us with guilt and regret later. Maybe you bent the truth, stayed silent when you should have spoken up, or tried to fix something on your own instead of trusting God. But here's the hope in today's story. God doesn't walk away from us when we panic. He doesn't abandon us when we choose fear. Instead, He steps in, even in our mess, and covers us with grace, just like He did for Abram. So if you're in a season of fear or pressure right now, remember this. You don't have to have a perfect plan. You just need to keep walking with the God who does. Let His faithfulness hold you steady when fear tries to shake you. Until next time, may your faith rise above your fear, and may you always know that God's grace covers you, even in the places where you're still growing. May God bless you.